right, ladies and gentlemen, we are in one of these episodes of Dreams Money Can Buy. Right now in this episode, we're going to be talking to a well-accomplished individual that has done a lot of different things in this city and out, and his influence is everywhere when it comes to his phenomenal events, flyers, promotion, as well as his team when it comes to managing those DJs, and amusing and hilarious and very talented musician, Dapo. Make sure you listen to that album, motherfuckers. But without further ado, we're going to jump into Cutty Palance. Cutty.
What's up, everybody? I'm here. Skip, thank you for having me, man.
This is one of those things where super organized and getting on these people's calendars because, as you'll see, is a lot of important people. So we had to book in advance because this man's a busy guy. You know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of things that people don't know about Cutty. You do execute on a high level, and I don't think people get to really understand your journey at being the promoter, the host. Let's not forget that, like, not just a promoter, but an amazing host in the city. I would say definitely in the top 5, top 10 if you haven't been to one of his events. I feel like I don't know what you're doing with your life, but you have to understand that, let's know more about Cutty. Like, let's start from the beginning. Let's start from, the young days. Like, let's talk about school. Like, where'd you go to school?
Well, for junior high, elementary, I went to St. Francis.
Okay.
From kindergarten all the way to 8th grade, I was in Catholic school. I actually went into Catholic school in high school also, but that wasn't supposed to be the plan. I just kind of messed up because I took the standardized test and I failed by 1 point, but I was so scared to tell my parents. So when the time came for me to tell them, it was already too late to apply for public school. So I ended up going to NAS. I did half a year at NAS, and then I was able to go to Brooklyn College Academy High School. Went there, then my high school year there, and then for college I went to John Jay. And my college history is like really, really, really bad.
Man, hold on, because just to make sure that these people understand, and there's certain questions I have for like each of these kind of like school years. So I feel like from my research review, like the Cutty Palance identity, energy is born like around like the high school, college years, right?
Yeah.
But before we get there, like, were you always social when you were growing up? Like, when you were a kid, like, when you were, like, from, like, the elementary to 8th grades, were you kind of, like, because I don't think you grew up knowing you're going to be, like, an amazing host.
Yeah, nah, and I actually never wanted to do anything entertainment. My pops was a DJ, so I didn't, like, I grew up on music, but I never wanted to do anything involving music or involving any of that stuff.
This is amazing.
Because growing up, I didn't like, my pops is an old school DJ, so I'm talking, like, CD books, carrying the speakers and all that. So I was doing that at a young age, like talking like 7, 8, 9. I'm helping him carry a whole bunch of stuff back and forth. I didn't like it, you know what I'm saying? And then being in one place for a long period of time, I just didn't like it, you know what I'm saying? So I never even wanted to do anything that involved entertainment. I always wanted to be somebody great. Like, I have a video at 5 years old when I was stepping up, and I said I wanted to be the first black president.
Quick pause, guys. Quick pause. So that means me and Cutty at one point in life would have been rivals, because that was also the same dream of mine. Again, it's not about me, but that's, yeah.
It would have been crazy.
Well, one of us would have had to be vice president. I wouldn't mind being your vice president, because then I'll just have the clip ready for when people come at you.
That's lit. But yeah, so I always just wanted to do something great, right? So when I got into elementary, junior high, those are the times you find yourself as a kid or whatever the case is. I didn't really like being around people that much. When 2 o'clock hit, my moms would come. I used to always run to my parents like, I'm ready to go home. Whatever. I didn't like being around people like that. I loved being home. That was my, like, as a kid. It didn't start changing until I was around probably 10, 11. And I was at the age where all my friends was outside. Like, I wanted to be with my friends and stuff like that. And then, that's when the crews start developing or whatever the case is. So in St. Francis, me and my other 2 mans, Gooch, which I'm still friends to this day.
Yeah, they popped out to your birthday last time I saw them.
Those my brothers. And amongst others, Shaq, my homeboy Dirty. Like, we were the niggas in our elementary school. Wait, I could curse. Right?
Okay. Go ahead. I'm the whole operation. Nobody's getting mad. This is an honest conversation.
We were them niggas in school, so we was the ones getting the girls and helping the teachers, and we were that crew. So that's when it kind of started developing. Mm-hmm. And then at a young age, I was around guys who was moving at a faster pace than I was. You know what I'm saying? These guys is messing with these women and doing a whole bunch of stuff at a young age. I didn't understand yet. You know what I'm saying? So at some point, it got to the point where it was like, damn, I got to keep up with these guys. So, you get involved in a lot of crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's when that happened, being social, and because the bottom line was always just trying to talk to girls. That's what it always came down to.
Which is life for men.
Yeah. So it's like the social part came just trying to just talk to women. You know what I'm saying? And then trying to figure out how to talk to women, or if me being this rambunctious guy is gonna help me, or I gotta be the smooth dude, or whatever the case is, or whatever. But you kind of just figure it out as you go along and shit like that. And that's how it actually started. As I got older, going into 7th, 8th grade, that's when it was like, oh yeah, nah, we gonna get lit. Like we gonna beat them niggas. Like, and so we gonna make our presence felt. And I was one of the niggas that just was loud and having fun with everybody, like, having female friends, and like, oh yeah, we them niggas. That's just how it came down to in 8th grade. Getting into high school, I'm gonna be honest, was very vulnerable for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, because when I got into Nas, I was the church boy, the nerd, like the quiet guy, whatever. So a lot of the niggas would pick on me, and luckily for me, half my homies that I knew from my hood and the school prior went to Nas. Some of them made it to the basketball team. So I was able to hang out with the basketball team, being the nerd, hanging out with the basketball team. But the one thing I always had over everybody was the girls like fucking with me. Like, not in terms of like, sexual whatever, but like just being cool. Like, they just
like your energy, like you're just good to be around.
Exactly. So I had a lot of female friends in high school. I never had, the only male friends I had was the niggas I grew up with. I was always around females. I go down the halls, the females was fucking with me, whatever. And I wasn't on no basketball team. I wasn't on no, sports or nothing like that.
You was a cool dude.
That's it. I was just chilling. So when I left Nas, I was like, nah, I gotta rebrand myself when I go to BCA, because I can't be in a public school. Because the stigma against public school. Gotta be fly, you gotta be this, you gotta do that. So my idea was, if I go into this public school, my idea is I don't want no female friends. I gotta start that ass fucking these girls. Like, I gotta really be a savage and be with the cool niggas. You get what I'm saying? So when I got to the school, some of my homies from junior high went to that school, so I was chilling with them a lot. Excuse me. I was chilling with them a lot originally, and then I knew some of the upperclassmen. So of course, trying to be the cool kid. Funny story. So trying to be the cool kid, whatever. First day in the school, whatever. And I'm trying to change up my uniform to make it look cool. I'm buying skinny jeans and I'm wearing church shoes, all types of weird shit.
Is this when this when jerking was around, right? You're a jerk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we talking like
this man said skinny jeans. We can't fit that now.
Yeah, we talking about like 09.
Okay.
Yeah, 09. So no, I'm sorry, 05.
Okay.
It's about like late 05.
Yeah.
So now we going into it, and I go to this. There was a pizza store right around the corner. So I went in there, tried to bag the flyest girl I seen there. That was like, my confidence was shot through the roof.
You don't remember her name, do you?
Yeah, I know. Brianna. Okay. Yeah.
Shout out to you.
So I tried, like, straight, boom, the baddest girl in my class. I'm gonna go for her. She was on the cheerleading team. She was like the captain of the cheerleading squad. Like, this was the shorty. Went over there, tried to talk to her. Of course, she dubbed my shit. Cool. But the process started where it was like, damn, this nigga's really confident in himself. Like, he just got here, he trying to, how he go all the way that far, you know what I'm saying? Come to find out, one of the upperclassmen who I went to junior high school with, that was her boyfriend. So the next day at school, I come into the school, all the upperclassmen like, yo, you trying to talk to this homie girl? Like, you just got here, bro. Like, you gotta learn you gotta stay in your lane. And you a young boy, like, don't do that, da-da-da. But it started that process for niggas looking like, damn, this new kid got a lot of balls. Like,
okay, it's kind of like you the rookie. Basically like that AI over Jordan moment where it's just like, look, man, I'm not really trying to wait on the sidelines. I'm trying to get my own.
trying to get
bag.
my own.
Okay.
Like I'm talking 99, 2000 Kobe. Like, nah, niggas,
shit.
y'all see me already. Y'all see me in the rookie year. Now I'm trying to get that shit, man. Y'all gonna know that I'm gonna get this shit. You get what I'm saying? Like, so that's how that started. And then I got into a fight. This is like the first 3 months in the school.
Okay, you're definitely making your name known.
So I get into a fight. It's the first fight they've had in fucking years.
Oh, you're definitely definitely legendary.
And the nigga I fought, he was a bully. I'm talking 6 foot, stocky little nigga. And like now I got weight. It took me years to get this kind of weight on me. Before I was a skimpy, skinny ass nigga, you know what I'm saying? So like I fought this dude, and lo and behold, he ended up coming out the fight a little bit worse than I did. Black eye, pump face, poof, whatever. So the fight was the talk of the century after that. It was crazy. Next day I go to school. I'm talking 8 in the morning. I walk into school and it's like, yo, bro, I heard you had a fight last night, yesterday, I'm like, nah, that wasn't me. I wildin'. Like, you know, my first 3 months, I'm not trying to get suspended this early. Like, I'm trying to, you feel me? Get called in the office, I get suspended. After that, it was over. I did the 3 days in house. After that, I go back and, yo, the new kid. And then that's when it started popping. And then started getting cool with people. And then after that, it just started like using that as my way into whatever way I can get in, and talking to all the females and trying to bag the flies girls.
So is it around this time as Cutty? I thought it was like
Cutty's not here yet. We didn't even get to that name yet.
Okay,
this is still just Yardley. This is
still the origin story.
Yeah,
Cool.
Right? Cutty came around my junior year. My cousin was part of a promoting crew, Fresh Money Makers. This is when I'm talking. This is what, like 07, 08 at this point, right? Yeah, 07, 08. So this is when, you know, Seabreeze was like 18 plus for everybody. This was when like they was doing teen parties and shit like that. And from the outside looking in, these guys look cool. You know, they have varsity jackets. I'm talking like, this is, what is it? Shattered Dreams, FMM, Pure Players. These guys look cool. They have varsities, jeans with their logos on them, and all types of fly shit. Niggas is wearing Maury's. This is when Maury's was lit.
Damn.
Yeah, Maury's, Prada's, all that. So imagine a kid that's coming from a household where if I buy a pair of Jordans, my mom buys me a pair of Jordans.
That's it.
I gotta wear that shit till the cows come home and shit like that. Or if I get a pair of ups for the summer, I gotta cherish them shits. You know what I'm saying? I had no sense of style. The only thing I had was I was wearing fitted clothes. Like I wasn't the nigga with bagging jeans.
Yeah, you smart, because it took me a while to learn fitted clothes. But yeah, that's smart. You were ahead of that.
Yeah, I never wore clothes that was 10 times my size. Because I never understood it. It was uncomfortable to me. I'm not a big fan of belts sometimes, so it's like I just needed the shit to fit so I could stay, whatever. And I don't show off my belt, so it didn't make sense for me to.
Oh, thank God, bro. It's like those people that purposely like have like the belt over the shirt, like, yo, bro, come on, bro.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like even when I was going through my identity crisis, trying to figure out a name to call myself, I was calling myself Swizzy for a long time.
So wait, hold on, because it's important. Because remember, like this man is like super low key. So Swizzy, like before the name like Cutty Palance, and I know now you just want to just go by Cutty.
I just
right?
want to, yeah.
So this is how you respect the guests. Make sure you listen and pay attention to the media. But like Swizzy, I would have never looked at you and connected you and Swizzy. So how did that come?
Swizz Beats at the time. This was when he was, you remember, like 06 to 08, I think, when he was like really wilding. Like,
yeah, because was that with the Busta, I think, Touch It remix?
Touch It remix. Yeah. He had the T.I. record, the Lil Wayne features. You ain't got no money in the bank.
Okay, yeah, he was on a hot streak for like those 3-4 years.
Right? So I just really loved his drop. Swizzy, when you hear that drop, it was like, you know what I'm saying? There was nobody I knew with that name but him, right? So, but technically on paper, he's Swizz Beats. Swizzy's just a nickname. So I said, no, I could take this. You know what I'm saying? So that's how that started, right? So
the wheels started turning, because you're always looking for a name.
So I said, fuck it. Let me run with the Swizzy situation. They didn't really catch on. Niggas laughed. It didn't really work. I said, all right, cool. I read a book called Gangsta. The main character, the movie is about this guy who basically inherits his father's drug and gang empire. a kid that was sheltered from the streets. His family made sure that he grew up in a proper way.
Oh, so Tariq from Power.
From Power, right? But the difference is Tariq wanted to be in the game.
Okay.
He was forced in the game.
Okay.
Right? So he gets in the game, he does his thing, he does what he needs to do, but now he's ready to get out. His right-hand man, who's been in the game from like young, he grew up with his pops, all that. The great part about the story is how it's written. The story is basically his man's writing a story to his son, but it's as a letter.
Okay.
But you don't find out to the end. Anyway, so the best friend, he gets locked up. He goes to jail. He's doing his bid, and the main character, on the eve of typical hood shit, on the eve of when he's supposed to leave, they kidnap his girl, his pregnant girl. He goes after her. He ends up dying or whatever the case is. And the nigga who shot him ends up in the same jail as his best friend. So of course, you know how the retaliation, he kills the dude or whatever. Cool. The best friend name was Cutty.
Oh, snap.
So for me it was, I'm loyal like that to anybody that I truly genuinely love. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to be the main character in anybody's story.
Because you're main character in your own.
Exactly. I'll still have my story to tell the same way Cutty had his story to tell. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, of course he's talking about it to say, yo, your pops was a great man, but I held him down also type shit. But it wasn't about him. It was about the people around him. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I always grew up. You know what I mean?
And that name definitely stuck for you, didn't it?
Like, I was never big on family because of how I seen my family was, but I was always big on my friends because that was the family I had. So I always tried to stay loyal to that situation, to my friends or whatever. So I took the name, and
this is when you're like 17, 18?
I'm 16,
16,
17,
okay.
yeah. So I take the name, and before I even did it in school, everybody I met, I just told them my name was Cutty. It just stuck. Oh, Cutty, 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 Cutty. So now, back to the Fresh Money Maker story, when I ended up fucking with them, they just like started inviting me to their meetings. I'm hanging out with them more often. They letting me in their parties for free, blah, blah, blah. And we had a $5 Rama. And we're all going now, whatever the case is. Like, I'm still 17 at this point, right? So we're all lit. We're like, fuck it, we're just gonna go, whatever. So we end up going. On the lawn was some girls from my high school waiting on lawn. So we going around them. And, you know, they all calling me by my real name. Yo, Leo, you can't get me in, da-da-da. But then I'm like, yo, I can't. Like, at this point, I don't know how the party thing really runs. I'm just with some popping niggas in the city. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I was looking at it. But now, the way it rolled down was everybody's calling me Cutty. Yo, Cutty, come on, we out. Cutty, 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 Cutty. When I got back to school, that's when the ball started rolling. It's just like, yo, this nigga's lit outside of school. Like, he's a different kind of nigga outside. Like, he's different. Like, yo, do you do this shit now? I said, nah, I don't do the party shit, but, you know, I just chill with a lot of niggas, whatever the case is. And, you know, a lot of them call me Cutty or whatever. That's my nickname in the streets, and this and the third. And it just started ball rolling after that. And then,
so wait, quick pause. So remember, when you're younger, you're like, nah. Like, you used to be like a DJ assistant for Pops. You went to these places like, nah. But like, as you kind of got older, you just kind of like, I feel like the switch is starting to change with your personality.
Yeah, I'm gonna get there for you.
Yeah, I just want to let the listeners know. Remember that. Remember when he was a kid, he was like, nah. And then he got older, he was like, ah.
Yeah, so. It's the ball started rolling now. Now I'm messing with these guys like these my niggas, right? So 18, my senior year in high school, I'm there. Like, I'm Cutty, I'm dope, I'm there. So now I'm 18, I could go to these a lot of the guys was older than me. So, but now I'm 18, I could go to certain clubs now, you know what I'm saying? And then a lot of people's fucking with me now, right? So now I graduate, and I'm a freshman in college, and I'm not worried about John Jay. I'm not worried about the party shit no more. I just want to go to school. I wanted to be a criminal profiler, work for the feds. That was it. That was mine.
We're learning so much about this, man. Oh my God.
That was me, right? I get into the school, and I'm hanging out with a lot of the freshmen, you know, a lot of the guys that I met even prior to the school. Like, now we trying to get our shit together. Like, we trying to be the main freshman niggas on campus. Now we start hanging out in the cafeterias. We start bagging chicks and doing all this extra stuff. then when we tried to bag girls, we ended up trying to bag upper class women.
I just love how you be. This man does not care. He's shooting high, and ladies and gentlemen always do that.
That's when I started getting really dubbed. Like I never got dubbed by like a woman. Like you get dubbed by like your high school girls and all of that, but not like these is women looking at you like, nigga, do you know how old I am? The fuck is wrong with you?
And mind you, it's only like a 2-3 year difference.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like I can't even take you outside. Like you a kid. Then because of that, the girls would be like, yo, y'all see these little freshman niggas trying to talk to us and we started hanging out with upperclassmen. That's how I met. I don't know if you know Mac from RBS.
Name sounds so familiar.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. RB Jeff. He's
okay. I know that name.
Mac is his best friend. Mac went to John Jay. Right? That's how I ended up meeting RBS. Mac went to John Jay. Mac was older than us. He was, I think, a year or two older than us. We started hanging out with Mac as freshmen. So now we hanging out with sophomores and juniors in college. Then the ball starts rolling even more. And then my first big situation, my first ever party, well, I hosted, technically.
Remember the name of it?
Yeah, Forbidden Love. It was in Jumbala. It was a Valentine's weekend party. But what I did then, I would consider that hosting the same way it would be now. So they made us, FMM started seeing, I skipped a big part of that story. Let me go back to high school, 07, right? So FMM started really fucking with me because they were having a bus ride. They hit me up, they said, yo, bro, we need to get some tickets off. Is it possible we can do that? I said, I'm gonna try. At the time, my man's Gooch, he went to Ford, right? Gooch was around all the women in Ford.
So we got that going.
So I'm fucking with Gooch. Every time I got out of school, it was Gooch, Mookie, and my other man's Dirty. We would meet up because Ford, you had to cross my school first to get to the bus stop.
Okay.
So then we would just meet up, head back, and then that's when I started meeting my female friends that I have today. Cara, Fee, Tima.
That's his day ones, if you don't know. He always talks about them loving us like a family there.
Yeah, that's that, yeah. And that was that era. That's when I started meeting them. So when the bus ride situation came around, they hit me up like, yo, can you get some of these tickets off? And when I had tweeted it, this is when Twitter was popping, right?
Because Twitter was like the late 2000s.
Late 2000s, early 2010, yeah. So this is when it was like immaculate. Like this is when you didn't have nothing else but Twitter. All your pictures was on Twitter. Twitter was just it. So when I was tweeting about it, like, yo, I got these bus ride tickets, Tima hit me up like, yo, I need some tickets. I got some people in Ford that want to go. All right, cool. So it started from 5, 10 to 15. I ended up selling damn near 30 tickets.
Wow, and this is your first time.
This is my first time pushing tickets at all in one school, all females. What ended up happening now, the day of the bus ride, the people who purchased the tickets prior to the girls, they were on the bus first. My man's Blaze, that's my man, I love him. He went on the bus, kicked half them people out, put them on the second bus, and made sure that all the girls that I came from Ford was on that same bus with us.
Yo, Blaze, shout out to you, a real dude. You're a real ass dude.
So on that bus, it's the Ford girls and every heavy hitting promoter I knew from that time. You know what I'm saying?
That's a really good visual.
So it was popping, right? So that, again, ball rolling. So now I'm cool with females in Ford. My name is ringing bells in BCA.
Cutty.
And, I got my homies, and now we're all like, I'm good. I'm like lit now. I'm in these hot clubs. I'm doing my thing. So then now, fast forward to college, they actually put me on a party. They wanted me to host an event. I said, all right. They say, this is when we used to go hand out flyers at colleges. We used to go to every different colleges. Yeah. Because I was the only nigga that was in school in the city, they never came to the city. The farthest they'll go is City Tech. So because I was the nigga in John Jay, they made me do most of the hard work in the city. So I would do John Jay, Hunter, City College, or whatever. So what I did was I recruited some of my friends like, yo, listen, help me hand out these flyers. We're going to get this shit popping. Bet, say no more. So then we created a team in school called SOD. There's like 5 or 6 of us, and
Are
Originally,
those dudes still cool with you to this day?
we still cool. I mean, we're not as close as we
Okay.
used to, but we're still cool. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's doing their own thing now, so it's beautiful. One of the guys is actually Scott Morris.
Wow, guys, this is why you love interviews, because you never know what kind of big names were working when they were like cutting their teeth in here. But yo, Scott Morris, and shout out to Scott Morris. We're gonna try to get him on here too. But yeah, it's dope.
Yeah. Scott Morris was one of them. I actually knew Scott before John Jay, and then in John Jay we really was riding, and even everything he's doing now, he's always said he was gonna get there. You know what I mean? Since we was freshmen, and that's one dude I could say he really put his mind to it and really did his thing. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it was a lot of us, and originally SOD was supposed to be Strags on Deck. You know what I'm saying? Like, originally that's what it was called, Strags on Deck, and we were really in John Jay really well, and then the party happened, and a lot of my friends from John Jay pulled up. And that was the first time I ever saw bottles in the club. Like, a bunch of niggas just popping bottles of rosé.
Did they have like the things?
Yeah, they had the sparkles, everything. So at that point, but this is when rosé was only $150. I'm not talking like $250, $300 like it is now. This is $125, $150 for a bottle of rose. So at that time, you pop a bottle of rose, you that guy.
It's a big deal.
It's a big deal. So watching that for me, and I'm watching guys doing 2 by themselves, 3 by themselves, bottles is flying left and right. Seeing that made it like, yo, how can I get there? You get what I'm saying? It sounds materialistic, but for me, it's the visual. Like,
because you've always been from the start of your story now, it's like you kind of seeing, like, you know, before it's getting the girls, and now it's trying to get to like that whole how do you dress better, you know, we always doing that, and now it's the bottles, which is when it comes to like that financial look, that economical look, I see the vision.
You get what I'm saying? So I want to get there. How can I get there? I spoke to them after the party. I'm like, yo, guys, I need in. I need to be in. You seen what I can bring. Put me on. Nah, Cutty, you don't understand the logistics. No, put me on. Nah, you're not ready yet, bro. Cool. Went back to John Jay. My man's at the time, Steven, his birthday was in April. We said, yo, let's throw a old-fashioned college party. How we gonna do that? Bro, we can do this. It was 3 of us that made the decision. It was me, Steven, and this other kid named Arnaud. We can do this. Let's figure this shit out. Let's just do it. All right, bet. At that time, I was working at Home Depot now. We had like little bullshit retail jobs, whatever. So we put our resources. Mind you, I don't know nothing about a party at this point. All I know is
that you want to get it done.
I want to get it done. And I just know the lifestyle. I don't know how to book a club. I don't know how to book DJs. I don't know how to sell tickets. I don't know any of this shit at this point. You know what I'm saying? So this is like, the party was 09. This is 09. No, yeah.
Because you're still a freshman in college.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is 09.
So it's like the spring semester.
Correct. So I said, yo, we can do this. So 2010, let's just say 2010 for the sake of springtime, whatever. Like, yo, let's do it. Steven had a connect at Ragtop, and he went to high school with DJ Mega, not by far, Elegant Sounds. Okay. Yeah, so he went to high school with one of them. So they got a deal. You got the spot. His girl at the time was the connection to Ragtop. So they got we had Ragtop for like $500. Wow. Yeah, and then we got the DJs for $300 or whatever. So now at that time, Hosted By was just getting your Twitter name on a flyer, and you just throw the shit on Twitter or whatever the case is.
It's more of like an ambassador, not hosting like what you do now.
Exactly. So. Now, the idea of it is, if a lot of people's promoting this party, it's a lot of people that's going to support that person, right? On top of that, if you see it visually, if you see 5 people or 10 people promoting one event, your automatic thinking is, this shit got to be lit. So you try to put on as many, not to say put on as many people, but you just try to kind of get people that surround you that really puts in that work and that's going to support you at the end of the day. So when we did Ragtop, we had to change Strags on Deck because that couldn't go on the flyer. So we ended up calling the party Sex on Demand.
That's dope. That's a dope rebrand. I like that. That's classy, guys. It's classy rebrand.
So we called the party Sex on Demand, and I guarantee you, bro, like, it was the biggest shit in the world. Like, everybody from John Jay came out. I'm talking Queens, a lot of X, they was there. some of the hottest promoters I've heard about came out. And that's when my transition started happening, because after that, remember I was telling you how the FMM would say, yo, you're too young, you can't, you're not yet.
All of a sudden now people gonna come back to you.
Nah, it wasn't even FMM.
Somebody else.
It was other promoters hitting me up. Yeah, like the Ream teams, GQ. GQ's one of the biggest promoters that I still work with till this day.
Shout out to them.
They started hitting me up. Yo, bro, I need you to host this. You got that college circuit. Yo, bro, give me 300. We'll make this shit flip, blah, blah, blah. That's when I started learning the concept of putting in money and getting it back and things like that.
Because you were 10 toes down when you did that first party, and then you kind of showed the work from that.
Exactly. So now they will put me on, or whatever the case is. But then because of the situation with how Ragtop went, I was like, nah, we need to keep doing our own shit. So we got a little team together, and then we just started running.
Still Sex on Demand team.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we it was still Sex on Demand, but we just started just calling it SOD. Okay. That was it. Yeah. Okay. So now we're running. Like now we're lit. Like every club in that time was Pop Plenty's, Nocturnal, Gravity. Like we was violating these clubs. And we're only 18, 19 at this time. So now our biggest challenge came when I was like, yo, let's do a boat ride. Niggas was like, wow, bro, like, what? A boat ride? I said, bro, we could do a boat ride. All these niggas is doing boat rides. Why we can't do a boat ride? You know what I'm saying? At that time, boat rides was allowing 18 and over on the boats. Okay. Right?
So this is
at this point, this is September 20, it's still 2010.
Yeah.
It's 2010.
Because did the rules change? I don't think the rules changed, right?
The rules changed after, like, later on for boats. But there was still boats that were allowing the 18 and over to come on. There was one particular boat, Golden Sunshine. It was cheap, and it was the only one that allowed drinking at whatever age you was at. Yeah. Wow. So, got the boat, did the party. It was crazy, bonkers, like crazy. It was the first time, and that was the first time I popped the bottle. So
how did that feel, bro?
It's amazing. We still have the picture up to this day. It was 4 of us lined up over the water. I did 3 that night. So it's 4 of us lined up against the water. We popped the champagne, and we're just like spraying it over the water. It was a beautiful feeling.
So it feels kind of like a championship type thing?
Yeah.
Or one of the many championships that you have.
Yeah, so that particular event, Palance on the Sea, one, for me, marked what I'm going to do later on.
Wait, quick pause. So it's Palance on the Sea. Is this when, because Cutty was when you were like 16, 17, Cutty Palance, is that when you're starting to
That's when the Palance came around. Right, when we started promoting Palance on the Sea, people used to call me Captain Palance. So I just put the names together.
So that was from the boat ride.
From the boat ride, correct.
All right, cool. So now we understand Cutty, and now we understand Palance, how it comes together.
Because the Palance was the hottest record at that time.
Everyone was doing it.
Everyone was doing it. So when we took the name and made it the boat, we made it a thing where we're going to, every time we're in the club, that song come on, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. And then ended up falling in place with each other. And that's how Cutty Palance, the name came about.
That's so amazing, bro.
So Swizzy, Cutty Palance.
Back to Cutty.
Yeah, back to Cutty.
Yeah.
So that happened. I was on a high. At that point, you couldn't tell me shit. I'm the hottest promoter in New York City, in Brooklyn. I didn't do anything outside of Brooklyn.
We're going to get there, guys.
I'm the hottest promoter in Brooklyn. Like, nobody's telling me now. I got a great team behind me, and this shit is popping. And then I got a wake-up call. We did a party in November. My first flop.
So we said a lot of the good things, right? So how did this feel? Because, normally, popping the champagne bottles, but, like, the first loss, I know for me, it'd be hurting. But, like, how did it hurt you?
It humbled me real quick, because you gotta remember I'm on a high. I really think I'm that nigga. Not me per se, because even outside of Cutty Palance, if you talk to a lot of my close peoples, I never promoted Cutty Palance as just me. You knew about SOD and FMM. You get what I'm saying? All my flyers, SOD, FMM, like.
Because you always about the team, about the loyalty.
So that's what that was. Even though when people used to tell me, like, yo, bro, you need to branch off, do your own thing, and I'm like, nah, this is my team. But that year was when everything started kind of moving shaky. Mm-hmm. So my first flop happened in November 2010, and I was devastated. It's Veterans Weekend. There's no school Monday. We did the party a Sunday night. It's a local club, small club. And we couldn't even get 100 people in there. It was 4 people on this bill. It was bad. So I just said, fuck it. We're just going to have fun, enjoy ourselves, and kind of move in the right direction. That's when I started doing the management part, where we had a DJ Wago, Puerto Rican and Irish, but the man could play some fucking music, right? So we started fucking with Wago more, and Wago's like, he comes in and everybody's looking at him like, what the fuck is this nigga playing? He gets on the set, kills the party, right? So that's when I had to learn, it's not about the amount of people in your party, it's about the party itself, right? Because
that was that shift that happened.
At the end of the night, people were still coming up to me like, yo, I had a great time. I can't wait for your next one. I know this wasn't slow, but you guys did really well and blah, blah, blah. And we said, all right, you know what? Let me take my losses and turn them into lessons and kind of go from there. That year, moving forward, we rocking out. Now I'm doing more hosting, ambassador events, right? People that hit me up, put my name on flyers and things to that nature. But again, it wasn't Cutty on the flyer, it was SOD Entertainment. But that's also the shift where a lot of the people that was part of that team, they didn't like the parties. They didn't really enjoy it. They didn't care about the promoting. Like, they wanted to go to school, finish school, and do greater things with that.
Well, in their respective things. So I guess that's fields, when it comes to the team kind of breaking up. You're still focused on doing school and that, and they don't want to focus on school.
Correct. Eno, on the other hand, was riding the wave with me because he's seen the vision too. So we took SOD and made it our thing. It was just me and him, SOD. We ran with it. The great thing about me and Eno was we had two separate crowds, right? Like two separate crowds. People that fuck with me, and then there's people that fuck with Eno. But it comes into one play, right? Then we started fucking with the bigger clubs, Buzz and Gravity and shit like that. And now we're really on 10. Like, we're really on 10. Buzz is giving us deals out the ass. They have a dead Saturday night 2 weeks from now. They calling us, yo, y'all want to take this date? It's free. Take the club. Fuck it. Whatever. Cool. You know what I'm saying? And 2010, we was really getting the ball rolling. Tom came for Palance on the Sea too.
Okay.
Right? Of course, the first one was a success. Mm-hmm. We did that on a Thursday night of Labor Day weekend.
Awesome.
I wanted the Friday.
Ooh.
No, I wanted Thursday. Some of my other partners wanted to do the Friday.
Okay.
I said, nah, let's keep the Thursday so we could keep a certain dynamic to it. Where it's like
continuity.
Yeah, so it's like, yo, every year, Labor Day weekend, that first Thursday, Palance on the Sea. Mm-hmm. Now, of course, you get the people that probably had to go back to school because we're in college. So, people that had to go back upstate and come back down or whatever. It was hard. People that might have work Friday morning. So that was the argument in between. It was like, yo, bro, like, people got shit to do Saturday. Friday would be better. Like, nah, let's do the Thursday, bro. We could really kill on a Thursday. They didn't want to do that. Cool. So I said, fuck it. I settled. We'll do Friday. We'll take the Friday, whatever. Next problem came. I wanted Wago to be the prom DJ. They wanted the original DJs we had the first time, Elegance. So I said, nah, it's a bowl ride. We could shift it, but I want Wago at this particular time because I know he could kill at this particular time. Argument ensued. Arguments even reached to a disrespectful type of situation.
And that's never good in business.
And that's when the split happened, right?
Because I was always going to ask with when it was Scrowls on Deck. Am I saying it right?
Strags on Deck.
Yeah. Strags on deck. And then we went from Strags on Deck to like Sexy on Demand. And Sexy on Demand is just SOD. And then I was always kind of like wondering in that story when it eventually split off to Palance Entertainment. So is this where we're starting the origin of that?
No, we're not
team?
even there yet. We're not even at Palance Entertainment yet. It's still SOD, which now becomes Society Only Desires Entertainment.
Wow, we're rebranding every time to be more elegant than the last. Okay.
So at this point, me and Eno's running SOD, but the other partners I had around was like, they were their own entities. Mm-hmm. So, but it was still a Palance on the Sea family.
Okay.
Right? But me and Eno took ourselves out of it because it was too much disagreement.
But you're still rocking with Eno the entire time?
Yeah, Eno, that's my man.
Okay.
100 grand. We still rocking. So I said, I'm sticking to my Thursday night. I'm getting my Thursday party. Fuck what they think. So I gathered 2 other people and put them on. And I ran to the pier, put the deposit. I got the Thursday, right? The other side went and got the Friday. So my party's Thursday, their party's Friday.
Now friends turning into rivals.
Now it's battles of the boat ride.
Mm-hmm.
This is 3 months of just pure fuckery and back and forth, and it did get a little disrespectful at some points. But we had two of the best bull rides in the city. Because of the buildup that led to, it was like a boxing match, right? It's like who got the best bull ride and all of that shit, and niggas is looking like, damn, like I want to go to his bull ride, but I can't. I want to, you know what I mean? Like, should I go to both? We even tried to come up with a deal. It was like, all right, look, listen. One of the other niggas I was really cool with, shout outs to Fly Society, Inches, and all the whole gang. Inches reached out. We had to sit down. We was like, yo, I'm down with doing one ticket for 2 bull rides. People would eat that shit up. You feel me? Of course, when you bring that back to your partners, it's not good. You know what I mean? They wanted to keep the same competitive energy. And it was cool. I did go, some of them came to mind, and I went to theirs or whatever the case is. And it was great. It was beautiful. The way it all went down. And shout outs to Wago. I'm happy I put him on that prom, because for our night, when he went on, the fucking generators went down. The whole shit just shaking, and the whole shit went down, and it was a great night. And that build up kind of like was like, all right, we can really do this. Now fast forward into 2011, I'm in the city now. I'm like, I think I'm 21 now. I'm 21 now, and I'm in the city. I did my birthday party at Buzz, and then I started meeting promoters at 21, but I'm older than a lot of people. Like, my birthday's in January. A lot of people, it's early January.
So like everyone else that's in your crowd doesn't turn 21 till like the second half of the year.
Exactly. So I'm dolly. So I start meeting these other niggas that's in Manhattan, and they taking me over the bridge, and I'm in a whole nother world, bro.
Because before you were like one of the big fish. Well, I don't like that. We're Caribbean. I'm gonna say you're one of the big, kind of like the big dogs, like one of like the wolves and like one of the lions and stuff like that. It's a cat. But in Brooklyn, right? And now we're going to Manhattan. It's kind of like getting into a bigger league. So
a league I did not think I would ever be able to be in, bro. This shit was uncanny to me.
But you never thought about, because eventually, throwing parties in Brooklyn, you never thought about eventually
the city,
going to the city?
Because I never saw anything outside of Brooklyn. You get what I'm saying? So I was a Brooklyn nigga. Mm-hmm. I hated Manhattan. What am I doing in the city? I didn't like going to Manhattan. You know what I'm saying? Let alone Queens. I never thought about Queens. I was never going to Queens. You know what I'm saying? Like, I only knew Brooklyn. I knew everything. Bro, I was going to spots in Brooklyn where, yo, Cutty at the door, let him in. You know what I'm saying? Like, any other parties. Me and Eno, we're going to people parties and doing it up in there. Like, yo, them niggas need a section. Like, get them bottles or whatever. That's when I started learning about sections and sparkles and all this extra shit, the VIP treatment, the red carpet, like all that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so that was like the training grounds for that next level of your evolution.
Exactly. But I'm here at it. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm up here, and then I go to the city, and I'm back here again. You know what I'm saying? I'm walking into clubs where you can't wear hoodies, you can't wear sweaters, you can't wear sneakers, you can't wear this, you can't wear that. And the niggas that's walking in there, bro, is fly, bro.
It's like a different level of fly.
Different level of fly, bro. You get what I'm saying? And then you watching niggas is pop. Rosé's not a thing. Niggas is popping Don P. Mm-hmm. Niggas is popping Ace.
So your taste palette also goes up because once you go into Manhattan, you're just seeing different types of alcohol,
different types of shit.
Of
you know what I'm saying? This is the first time I was introduced to Great Goose. At the time was one of the biggest vodkas. That was a high-end liquor. Niggas is popping Great Goose in the clubs. I'm opening books. A bottle of Henny I was getting over the bridge for $1. It's $3.50 plus tax. I didn't know what the fuck that was. You know what I'm saying? I just knew I liked this. This is high end. This is classy. This is good. Oh, you gotta dress up to get in here? Oh, niggas don't gotta come in with the baggy shit and looking crazy. Oh, I like this. I like this. So niggas started putting me on in my hand. It was Katra, Amnesia, this other club start with an E, I forgot the name. So now I'm in the city. But what I didn't realize about the city is 7 days. Brooklyn gets lit only on the weekend, maybe a Thursday, right?
If you're lucky, if you're in the right area.
If you're in the right area. Manhattan is lit Sunday to Sunday. There's something to do Sunday to Sunday. I never knew that. Niggas is calling me, yo, bro, I need you to host this Monday. What? I got class in the morning. You can't come do a little 6 to 12. You can't promote a 6 to 12 after work, bro. It's a happy hour party. I didn't know what the fuck that was, bro. I just know I liked it. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the DL. I'm 21, bro, and this is a whole new life to me. You get what I'm saying? Turned 22, my first big party, Amnesia nightclub in the city, on 12th Ave and like 44th or something over there, down there somewhere.
Yeah, it's like actually
I think
kind of close.
we're kind of close to it. Yeah. That night, bro. Oh, another thing I didn't realize too. This is the first time I'm watching celebrities going to these clubs.
So you actually getting to see like these are not like weird. Like this is like real things.
Yeah, like celebrities is walking into these clubs like it's normal. Like, oh yo, Buster's here. Yeah, let him in. He go, what? Nigga in Brooklyn, you get the heads up, yo. This because you got to block off blocks and no dogs. These niggas just walking in just like it's nothing. I said, okay, I like this. So I turned 22. I did my birthday party at Amnesia the first year. Killed it. Girls popped out, dressed up, sexy.
So you're just seeing everything's just
different, bro. I was one of the only promoters that had females in the club with tables, bro. And this is the first time I'm seeing clubs don't do dance floors. Some clubs are not doing dance floors. It's all bottle sections. And I'm watching. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on? That night, this is when Troy Ave was starting to get his thing. Mm-hmm. He pulled up. Now I'm in a VIP section with Troy Ave, Busta Rhymes' moms, in the VIP section.
Wait, his mother?
His mother. His mother parties. Yeah, his mother's lit. Yeah. This is amazing to me. I loved it.
So just going by this, just keeping a track, right? So we're in
2011.
No, not even just that. But where you're like, if like we're looking at like this league, this is like year 4 or 5 years just doing stuff.
Exactly.
So now you're like, but now this is your first year in the city. So you're like a rookie in the city, but you're kind of experiencing Brooklyn for like 4 or 5 years with you. So.
Exactly, yeah. So I'm loving it, right? And I want everything. I want all the city. Give me everything. Give me all the city, the whole city, bro. But this is before Eventbrite. This is when you had to be in the streets.
Whoa,
yeah,
so
you're in the streets, bro. There's no RSVPs. You're handing out flyer cards that says you plus 4 free before 12, hoping these people are gonna come in. You know what I'm saying? You're putting your phone number on the back of. You're going to get McDonald's, putting your phone number on the back of a flyer and handing it to the cashier because you thought she was cute and like, yo, you and your friends is good. Just holler at me when you get to the club type shit. This is when niggas is calling you for free tickets. Like you're leaving your crib to go across the town to get free tickets. You know what I'm saying? It's a different energy. You know what I'm saying? And I love the city. I stayed in the city. Monday through Friday, I was in the city. You know what I'm saying? I was outside. I loved it. It was a high. It was such a high that if I fucked everything else up. I was failing out of school.
Okay.
I had a relationship at the time that was on its way out, but it was Manhattan. You know what I'm saying? Once you cross that bridge, your life is
it's just different. It's just different.
But I was also fucked up health-wise. Like
because you weren't taking care of yourself.
I wasn't taking care of myself. I would eat. I'm coming back home 4 a.m. to wake up 8 a.m. to go to class, come back, go to work, from work, go to the club, get back to the crib. And this is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. 6 days like this. I'm getting smaller. I'm losing my appetite. I'm arguing with my girl. I'm failing out of school. And then it all just ended. Like, I couldn't keep up with the city no more. I had to leave the girl I was with. I got kicked out. John Jay. Mm-hmm. This is a little bit, couple of years later, like 2012. Yeah, 2012, 2013. Mm-hmm. I get kicked out. And at that point, I'm like, fuck, what the fuck I'm gonna do?
So you kind of hit rock bottom at that point.
At that point, yeah.
Okay.
I have a dead end job. I'm not making no money. The party shit is alright, but it's not what it was in 2009, 10, 11 when I had that streak, right? Mm-hmm. So now I'm losing my touch for me personally. And what ends up happening now is I stopped it all, right? Went back to school. I got kicked out of John Jay, so I ended up going to Kingsborough. At this time, I have a whole new girlfriend. I'm going to Kingsborough now. Did the year at Kingsborough. Went back to John Jay. John Jay let me back with no contingencies.
Because you had to get your GPA back up. So exactly. you basically kind of had to get demoted, prove yourself, get back in.
Get back in, correct. At that time, because I didn't want to do the clubs no more, I said I need to venture out and start doing other shit. What is out there? What can I take my party promoting skill to do and be out there? I hit up Scott. I said, Scott, let me manage you.
You talking about Scott
Morris.
Wow, this is crazy. Okay.
I said, that was my first idea, was I'm going to create a record label.
Okay.
I'm going to create a record label. I'm going to be the next Rockefeller, the next Dame Dash. We're going to do this. I called Scott, said, Scott, let me manage you. But not manage you like I'm your manager, manage you like a partnership. Because Scott at this point is on a rise. So he's going up, I'm declining, right? Not to say declining, but...
At that point in your life, like you just, before you bounce back up, this point, rock star, and you're kind of like having to figure shit out.
Yeah, exactly. Trying to figure out what lane can I stay in, right? I hit up Scott, I say, yo, let me manage you, whatever. Scott said he doesn't need a manager. He's going to introduce me to somebody who does. I said, all right, cool. I go to Scott's crib, we have a conversation. And there's a team called FMC. I knew FMC from before because one of them went to John Jay, and one of their like little sisters at that time was like, she was my girl in John Jay. So that ended up badly. So my relationship with FMC kind of, yeah, because that's like the little sis, you know what I'm saying? So fast forward, he comes to me, he's like, there's this artist named Jay King. I want you to check him out.
Yo. All right, keep going. This is crazy, guys. I feel like as a fan, I'm gonna shut up but this is amazing. Yo, shout out to Jay King. He's one of my favorite people in the world, but shout out to him.
Yeah, yeah, I love that man. But Scott says, I'm gonna introduce you to Jay King. I said, who's Jay King? So we go on to SoundCloud. I see Freshman Club. I said, no, Scott, it's not gonna work. He said, why? I said, one, there's too many rappers on that team. Two, my relationship with them is severed. It's not gonna work, bro. He said, bro, talk to him. Just have a talk. That's it. Mind you, I never managed the artist before. I only managed Dwaygo, and that was just because we had the club, so it was easy to get him in. You know what I mean? At this point, I have no clubs. I have I don't know what resources I have. I'm trying to figure my life out at this point. All right, cool. So Scott was doing a networking event. I ended up going to the networking event to meet other artists. I meet Jay. So me and Jay start talking, and Jay's like, yo, honestly, bro, like, he's thinking about quitting rap.
Wow.
Right? So I'm like, mind you, I'm a junior. Jay's a freshman at this point. Junior. I'm a junior kind of, yeah.
From the credit situation, yeah.
So I want to quit rap. I said, why you want to quit rap? He said, bro, this shit not moving. It's not moving. I'm not seeing nothing out of it. Like, I'm not seeing, and it's not even about the money. He doesn't see
any progression
and things like that. I said, well, if you're going to quit, then it makes no sense for me to have this conversation with you, whatever. But I think you're dope. I think you can rap. I've listened to a lot of your music. Because after me and Scott talked, I said, all right, let me just give him a chance. So I listened to the SoundCloud over and over and over. For his age, the man was spitting shit that a lot of people didn't know. Like, you shouldn't even know how to spit like that at that.
So he felt really mature and seasoned in his gift.
Yes, that's how I felt. And I said, yo, I think you're good. I never managed anybody before. You trying to be on your way out. Let's figure this shit out together. See where it goes, and we'll see what happens. Cool. He wants to drop his mixtape that June. I was like, that's a little rushed. I'm thinking like it was like 2 months later, right? I'm like, that's a little rushed. Let's try to get the seasoning going with it, and then kind of go from there. He said, nah, bro, I'm dropping this shit. That's one thing with Jay. If he wants to do some shit, don't argue with him. Let him do it. Just help him. Just be behind him 100%. Mm-hmm. I said, all right, we'll do it. He drops the mixtape. This is when Dat Piff was lit.
Dat Piff.
Yeah, so Breathing Room 1.
Okay.
So he just dropped Breathing Room just now, whatever.
Yeah.
This was the first ever Breathing Room. So it drops on Dat Piff and SoundCloud, and we just pushing it, right? Off the first 2 months, it hit 500 downloads and over 1,000 listens.
That's great.
The whole project.
That's a pretty good start.
Really great. Now, I'm hitting up we need performances. We need to get you to perform. Jay never performed prior to me. So my idea was, I heard open mics were the best ways to learn how to perform first.
Yes.
So we did an open mic circuit for like a couple months, and he's really rocking those. So he said, fuck it, now let's start rocking in the schools. So at Kingsborough, I was like part of this organization, and we did a fashion show. Jay performed at the fashion show. I'm skipping something. Prior to that, I got Jay. I bring Jay. I'm in Kingsborough. I meet this guy named Vijano, VJ.
Shout out to VJ.
So VJ started up CLR Records.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, damn, that's crazy. I want to start up my own record label too. He said, yo, just come in with me, see what you like, blah, 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 blah. Said, all right, cool. So we start putting in I start seeing what's going on, seeing what artists is rocking, who's not rocking, whatever the case may be. And VJ is actually explaining to me like certain mannerisms some of the artists have or whatever the case is. So we revamped the whole CLR, got new artists. Jay came on as my artist. And now we're taking CLR to another level. So we do the fashion show at Kingsborough with the CLR artists. Jay kills the show.
Kills it.
Kills the show. After that, now we're Brooklyn College, St. John's, John Jay.
And this is under a year of you guys working together. You guys have just on the same page. You and Jay are just killing it right now.
Breathing Room, he had no music outside of Breathing Room.
Wow. Okay.
Only Breathing Room, right? So I'm like, we're going to stretch this shit for a year. So now we're dropping singles off the tape. The one particular single, Let Me, just for some reason, it's a female record, sexy, whatever. They loved it. It popped. SoundCloud had it over like damn near 6K listens. It was getting crazy. So I said, yo, Jay. So Jay started putting out little songs here and there, like Money. Money was more of a self-conscious record. He's putting like freestyles out, whatever the case is. But I said, nah, we need that hitter. We need that record that nigga's gonna be like, yo, this is the record right now. We had a producer on the label, Justice. He had a beat called Wild Shooter. We're going through the beats. We're like, yo, let's keep it in-house so we don't gotta pay producers and shit like that. So Justice sends us the Wild Shooter beat, and Jay likes the beat, right? Jay was like, nah, I like this beat. I'm going to write to it. So Jay does it. He does the song. Originally, it was supposed to be a freestyle. Because this was when Jay had to learn how to make a song, like a record, where you repeat shit that people's going to remember, shit like that. Jay doesn't rap like that. He's more conscious, wants to just spit out bars or whatever. So Jay, let's structure a record. Does his Wild Shooter song. He does the beat. He's reading it. We went over it. We did it over and over and over and over and over. We record it. The shit becomes an instant hit. Instant fucking hit. Everywhere we go, that's what the people want to hear. That's what they want to perform. You get what I'm saying? It was fucking crazy. The song did 10K on SoundCloud. Damn. And at the time, Hot 97 used to do a Who's Next playlist on SoundCloud.
Do you remember that? I think I don't know if Scotty and like those people from that generation, they were responsible for curating that.
That, yeah. Wild Shooter made it to the fucking playlist. Wow.
Okay.
So at this point, I'm seeing the shit is getting crazy.
And you guys are really doing this in like your first year,
this
first
is
2 years.
First 2 years, yeah. Because right now, where am I? 2000. I'm 2013. This is 2013 right now, right? And when I say life hits you fast, life hits you fast.
Okay.
John Jay now needs me to do an extra year. I was supposed to graduate the ending of 14. They said, nah, you got to stay to 15.
Okay.
Because my GPA for that semester wasn't strong enough. I said, all right, fuck it. I'll do it. So I took some electives, and then I had my research methods and stats and shit like that. So I had to stop. I needed to get out. John Jay kept, it's like every time I got somewhere with John Jay,
John Jay kept pulling you back.
So I said, this needs to be done. I got back, I need to get out of it. Mm-hmm. So I stopped the music shit, and then I finished, graduated. So now we in 15, graduated in 15. Jay took a break from music so he could graduate.
Yeah, because he was like a year or two behind you, right?
So I think he graduated 16 or 17.
Okay.
So he had to graduate. So I was telling him, like, yo, in the meantime, just make music until you get out.
Keep perfecting the craft.
Yeah. So he was doing that. He was writing a lot. And then after he got out, then we started kind of working with each other more. So now we're 16. Yeah. Now we're in 15, 16. Now we're getting to the more recent part, right? So at this point, I'm done with showcases. I'm not doing showcases anymore. CLR dissolves. I'm not in CLR anymore. And 2015, at this point too, I'm hosting more, right? So the trajectory of hosting started because when we were doing the showcases, I didn't want to have to pay another host. And the hosts that we did have, they weren't interactive enough or engaging. A lot of them just wanted to, they were youngins, so they just wanted to drink. Rest in peace, Oliver. He was one of our hosts. And he was fun until he wanted to be a DJ. So he wanted to be a DJ, so now we losing the host. So I said, I'll just start the hosting. I'll just do it. Fuck it. And that's when it started like progressing. I did my homegirl's first baby shower. Her first baby shower, I did that year. And this is like 14, 15 now. So 15, I graduate college.
So that's off your back. Now you can focus on the grind.
I can focus on the grind. I get back into the clubs again slowly. And I'm telling Jay, I need to get back to where I started so I could bring you back to that side. So now now that's why I'm getting the Milk River deals. I'm fucking with
R.I.P. on Milk River.
Facts. I'm fucking with Katra now. On Thursdays, I got Milk River Saturdays. And that's when I started learning about brunches, right? I'm learning like, this is a different kind of event. But I didn't know about them in Brooklyn. I'm doing them in the city, right? So I'm like, damn, this is dope. Like $40 you get food, mimosas, this and the third. And it's like 2015 I'm learning about this. So now we're really rocking. I'm really rocking in those areas. And now it's time for me to bring Jay on. Jay's focused on school. He finishes. And now we're kind of trying to get the ball rolling again. But so we're in 15, graduate 16.
So we're getting close to the start of Palance Entertainment.
Yes,
we're starting with the other big name people that we're bringing, like Brandon, Dop, Danny.
Yeah. So now we're in 16, and I was rocking with a lot of DJs and photographers, right? And every time somebody would call me, yo, bro, I need this, I need that, whatever. I'm like, I got you. So I'm sending.
That's what the whole agency that you had.
So I'm sending them the connections and shit like that. So I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Why can't I just? If I'm gonna do that, I might as well just
get paid off from it,
right? So I said, fuck it. Now I'm going to create a management label, right? I'm going to create a management label where I can have a certain team and I can dish my team out and we all eat small. Instead of me, yo, you available this day? Yo, you available? Yo, I think you're dope for this. I think versus I could just have 2-3 DJs and a photographer and be like, yo, we got this event. You're going to need this kind of music. Yo, we got this event and whatever. That's when Palance Entertainment came. So,
because you had Jay already from like years back, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and we're probably going to touch into this. Like, when did you meet like Danny and Brandon and Dap and them?
Okay, so Danny, I went to high school with Danny.
Okay.
Went to high school with Danny. After me and Danny graduated, we ended up going John Jay together, but we didn't really see each other in John Jay like that.
Yeah.
I did a party in the city in 2015, and Danny's birthday is the 2nd. I'm the 8th. So this is January. Yeah, so Danny hits me up while he's in DR on Instagram and is like, yo, bro, I want to celebrate my birthday at your party. I was ecstatic because I ain't seen him in years, and this is like really one of the greatest guys I've ever met in my life. And I was very happy, and he did his due diligence. He pulled up. He brought some people with him. It was lit. Me and Danny's relationship started growing after that. So Danny always told me, I knew he was always a musician, but he always said, yo, I love DJing. But, he only DJs small things, house parties, gatherings, whatever. I said, that's cool. Not really taking it too serious yet until I go to a house party at his crib and I'm listening to him play all night. The man is fucking phenomenal. I say, yo.
So the wheels start turning.
Let me manage you. Danny like, what? I said, bro, let me manage. Mind you, I didn't hear him no club. This is a house party.
But you see the potential.
Let me manage you. I'll get you in the clubs. He was a little iffy at first, and he was like, we'll see, type shit. Because somebody else was supposed to manage him. And
so he basically had to build that trust up.
Exactly. All right, that's fine. So every event I started doing, I put Danny on. Whether it be in the clubs or whatever it is. Danny was DJing my clubs. Danny's DJing Milk River for the first time in April. And every month after that, he's DJing for me. Like, I did a speed dating event, he DJed. Like, we were really...
So he's getting his experience in all these areas. So at first he's kind of like, but you're bringing the results.
Exactly. So, and I'm giving him different places for him to test himself, right? Because one thing I don't tell DJs what to play. I'm not going to tell you what to play. I'm not going to tell you.
That's a lot of trust.
Yeah, because I feel like that's your job. I shouldn't have to tell you that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I shouldn't have to tell you how to do a job. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I see something maybe a little iffy, yo, maybe you should switch it up, or whatever the case is. But I'm never gonna sit there and say, yo, DJ Skip, you come on that tour, I need you to play hip hop. I'm not gonna do that. Okay. You come on that tour. If you want to play what the next man played before you, you do that. But just make sure that you did it in a different way than he did. You get what I'm saying? That's what you're here for. So Danny had to learn that. You know what I'm saying? So I got him in the speed dating event, which was more intimate, smaller, little R&B music here and there, whatever the case is. Now I have you at a day party in Milk River for a Caribbean party. 100 people in the building. What are you about to do? And he goes off, does his thing. That's actually how I got Brandon. Brandon used to be on Zoned Out, and I was part of Zoned Out, and we had a chat. So I went in the chat and said, yo, I need a DJ that can mic.
So the ones that can actually talk for themselves.
Exactly. Because I need that. I need high energy for this particular event. Niggas is hitting me up, but I'm not feeling the vibe really. So Brandon hits me on the side. He said, yo, here's my SoundCloud. So I listened to the SoundCloud. I'm like, damn, this shit. He was part of a team called Tech Nine. So I'm like, oh, this shit is hard. Like, I like this. Like, they on the mic bugging out. They playing music. Like, So I booked them. He didn't bring the mic man. He barely mic'd. He just played music. The music was good. The next day, I paid him. He came to me like, yo, bro, you didn't have to pay me. I said, why? So I wasn't on my A game. What the fuck you talking about? I didn't know what was going on. He was like, he just said I wasn't really feeling good.
Things,
yeah, personal things, whatever. Okay. Because remember, we're just meeting.
Okay.
So I said, all right, bet. But I think you did good, and I want to rock with you. He's like, all right, cool. So now I got Brandon and Danny. Because my idea with them was I needed Brandon to kind of break out of a shell, because he's a very great Caribbean DJ. When he gets in his bag, he gets in his bag. He can mic, he can talk shit, he can switch his voice, he can do he's really good at that. Danny's a quieter DJ.
But he kills it with when he spins it.
When he spins.
Because I've seen both of them DJ, so people, this is some real action thing.
You get what I'm saying? So for me, it's like, if I could have Brandon micing with Danny, right, or switch, I have a gold mine on my hands.
Because then you can book them for events and you don't have to be there. Vision.
Exactly. But remember, at this point, I'm not really even on the mics yet, like with DJ. I'm not even on like doing that yet. You know what I'm saying? The first person in which I thank you for him, what's this guy's name? Start with a T. I can't remember his name right now. He had me mic for the first time at Kacha, and we killed that shit. I still have that video up to this day. It was beautiful. But at this point, I'm still just party promoting, managing, music, whatever. So now I still have Jay, I have Brandon, I have Danny, right? My team is kind of solidified at this point. We're trying to move. Dap comes in the picture. And I think in about 2015, I went to a Dap show. It was filled with Twitter people. It was the first time I met Cleverly Chloe, Taki, a whole bunch of people I've never...
So this is when you're starting to see more of like that, not to say the mixie crowd, but everyone is just creatives in the city.
Yeah, that was the first time I'm seeing that type of crowd. I'm from a crowd that's, ballers and scammers and females dressed up a certain way. But now it's like people in cozy, sweats and chilling, and edibles is being sold, and just like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? It's a different crowd to me. That was Dap's last show. And he was like, I'm never doing this shit again, whatever. Funny story, Dap was my basketball coach when I was a child, when I was younger. So I always knew about that, but I didn't know he was really that big in the music situation, or on Twitter, like, for that matter. And then... I'm
really learning so much. Like, I know I did some of my research and understanding some of, like, the bonds you have with some people, but didn't know you, J. King and Dap, like, you just helping them reinvigorate themselves.
Yeah.
Like, you're a good dude, so I want to get you back with this Dap story, but like just had to pause and be like, yo, this is wild, bro.
Yeah, this is all true. It's like, you could call any of these guys, they'll tell you. It's like no fabricated shit. But so Dap reaches out. Dap is like, yo, bro, at this point, I'm like trying to get back on my shit. So I'm doing a lot of shit by myself. Like, I'm on the Thursdays deal. I'm on the Milk River deal. I'm getting Milk River dates. I'm moving and shaking. But it wasn't the transition. The thought process at this point wasn't about being the hottest promoter, being like the littest nigga in the world anymore. I was trying to run a business. And my business was bringing talent to the forefront using my resources. That's my management company. You get what I'm saying? So what better way to bring artists and DJs out if I'm not doing events? It's the easiest way. So that was my plan. I didn't want to do showcases no more. I was tired of it. I was done. So let me just run the parties. Now the next step after is getting DJs that's on the radio and power hitters so I can have them be at my events and witness these other DJs and witness these artists, and that gets another ball rolling.
To keep the cycle going.
So that was my plan. The first immediate idea was to get DJ Will, right? I started conversing with DJ Will. I'm meeting DJ Will. He's part of the Contra party. The relationship is building. When I was ready to make that move with Will, I lost Jay. So, one morning Jay calls me and he's like, yo, bro, I'm doing my thing, you're doing your thing. Right now it's not the best time for me for the management relationship. And, of course, I respected it. No argument, because he was really moving. Like, he was making himself known. He was doing his shit. Like, he was going to these events. He was going to South by Southwest. He was doing that without me helping him. He was doing it on his own.
So he was kind of reprioritizing, refocusing.
Exactly. So I just said, you know what? Do your thing. Was I hurt? Extremely.
Because you had a plan with him, too, because he was kind of like one of the initial parts, and then you're going to have Danny, Brandon, and Dap.
I was hurt, devastated. But I just kept the ball rolling. Me and Dab had a conversation. I said, let's see where we can take this. So now, I got the relationship with Will, chilling with Mr. Famous, who's also part of the union. I'm chilling with Nori. I'm chilling with all these heavy name DJs very periodically, and I'm just like, yo, this is moving now. So what I was doing was I will book some hot DJs in the city and place them with my DJs. So if I book a DJ Will, Brandon was playing right after him. If I book a DJ Nori, Danny was playing right after him.
So especially when it comes to DJ orders, right? Is it more difficult for like a not green, but like not as experienced as these bigger name ones? Is it harder for them to follow these people, or is it better for them to be following them, like when it comes to their sets? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. In terms of like if Nori comes on first and then Danny comes after. It all depends on how you want your party to look.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Me, I was a little selfish because I feel like if I put Nori on at prime time, you're expecting Nori at prime time.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, Nori coming 2 o'clock. You're expecting that. But if I put Nori at 12:30, it's like, fuck, why is Nori here so early? But then I know I can trust my guys to kill that 2 o'clock set after Nori gets off.
Okay, so it puts the attention for two reasons. One, everyone's expecting these big people to like close it out for like the last hour, I think 2 hours, right?
2 hours.
But if you put your people, not only are they following, but if they do what they have to do and they kill it, not only are they talking about the big names like Will and the other people, you're gonna have like Brandon and Danny building their own reputation, and then you put them to shine.
And they're going to be in that conversation, right? So that was the plan, and it was working. It was really moving, the ball was rolling and all of that stuff. But these guys started, the big-time DJs started getting too expensive for my budgets.
And then you had to reprioritize.
So I lose Jay. Me and Dap is starting to roll again. I'm in these clubs. I'm just revamping how I throw my parties. I'm getting bigger deals. Danny and Brandon's riding with me. Eventually, I got Danny and Brandon house locations from Monday through Friday. They're doing my brunches, and Palance Entertainment is moving.
So, all right, because this is the first time we've said it out loud as a thing in this interview. So, because it was kind of like subtly building with the team. It's like the Avengers right now, right? So, you graduated 2015. And you were kind of getting the ball rolling. So when is Palance Entertainment really official? Is it like official 2016? Because that's when, like, after the J thing.
In terms of paperwork or like just in general?
Of you actually, because from the entire time of you doing a lot of other events when you had SOD, but let's actually saying, yo, this is Palance Entertainment. You know how you do your thing? Like, when is it?
That was 2016, 17.
So it is, okay,
yeah,
cool.
That's what I meant. 17. I lost Jay in 19, last year.
Okay.
Last year.
So you just kind of went forward.
Yeah.
So that was recent. But like at that time,
everything is moving collectively now. Like I'm getting the pieces and my vision is like moving. So I lose Jay in
That was last year.
19, yeah, last year.
Okay, so we kind of like,
because it's based
we went
on,
forward and we got to go back.
Yeah, so 2017 to 18. That's what was going on. Okay, now I remember. So this is before, because even 17, 18, no, 16, 17, I had one of the hottest brunches in Brooklyn, Gouillard Brunch, right?
Yeah.
So we was rocking that out. But at that time, I was fucking with DJ Sarge. Sarge was coming to Connecticut to Brooklyn to play for me, and this, that, and the third. But it got to the point where it was too much because he was getting bookings in Connecticut.
And it was like taken away from that.
It was taken away from that. So we ended up fucking with the house DJ Kels, and Kels was really doing his thing, and we was really rocking that shit for like a year and a half. So I wasn't Palance Entertainment yet at that time. That just was only doing that brunch like every Sunday. We was doing Milk on Saturdays, that brunch Sundays, and me and it was just two promoters. Me and
you had the Contra on Thursdays.
And I had Contra on Thursdays. Eventually, I left Contra on Thursdays. I ended up leaving. No, that was the year after I left. So it was Contra. Yeah, that's what it was. It was Contra, Milk, and the Loft.
Okay.
And that was it. We was rocking. It was crazy year. 16, 17. Going into 18, I left Contra. We lost the Loft. And I only have Milk, and now I'm trying to build around Milk, trying to do other events. So now I'm getting put onto Taj, I'm getting certain dates in Contra, and I started fucking with Amarachi. So now that's getting that ball rolling
so
again.
The venues are building up in the artillery.
Exactly.
Okay.
So now, moving on to, now we in 18. 18, I was just really fucking with Amarachi and Milk, and that's when I had Danny and Brandon at the time. So now me, Danny, Brandon, we're moving, right? Again, the clubs. Jay's still doing his own thing at this point. I'm not really
so he's kind of like, it's like
yet.
building the family. It's kind of like one of those missions where he kind of going off doing his own thing, and you're just trying to make sure the house is good. And you like, I'm gonna get him. I know he's doing his thing, but I know he's good. If he needs me, he'll hit me up.
Exactly,
okay.
Exactly. You know, shout out to Jada. She was dope as a publicist for him.
Yeah.
Like, it was really working. So I have the DJs rolling. We're in these spots. We're doing good for a year straight. I'm talking like Danny and Brandon was getting booked 2 to 3 times a week for the whole summer. That whole summer.
So they're killing it. They've been doing it because they've been working with you for almost like 2-3 years at this point.
Yeah, 2 years. We're 2 years. Yeah. So then we got the deal at 333 for the Sundays. So now we're just really rocking out. And then 2019 came around. I lose Jay. I gain Dap. But at this point, I'm now here, right? So Danny kind of fell back from the clubs a little bit. You know, he wanted to do more corporate events, and he likes the gatherings better. Mm-hmm. Brandon's moving more in a fast-paced direction. He's like everywhere now. And, you know, so from like the growth span, like all these guys, Dap, Brandon, Jay, Danny, I was able to witness and help that growth. You get what I'm saying?
As much as you could.
As much as I can. Like for a year, Danny used to always tell me all the time, like every time I go to a new club, I got to switch up my play style. And he has to do it on the fly. And it's like, you go home, you're practicing certain shit. You get on the set, it's a different energy. You know what I'm saying? Brandon, on the other hand, I told Brandon, I said, yo, one day, you're going to be working at 5 different clubs a week, bro. And I put that on my grave. And he's at 5 different clubs a week now. And Jay, of course, from day one, I was like, yo, you're gonna get there, bro. And you know, the new Breathing Room project came out, and
it's phenomenal. I listened to
beautiful.
it, and
Yeah,
definitely get it on you know, all those platforms: Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, and you guys can listen to.
It's really dope. And make sure y'all watch the Sweet videos. Really amazing.
And we're saying all this about because I know in this world building of this interview, we're seeing how Palance Entertainment's coming into it, right? So we're touching into that. So, and we're pretty much up to present with that. Mm-hmm. Let's make sure we talk about the hosting, because I don't think people throughout the story, they're seeing you, because right now you're passing the ball. Let's get back to you right now. We talked about we know how Palance Entertainment came in. That's 2016. Yeah. We got Danny, we got Brandon, we got Dab. Shout out to Jay. Let's get back to you, because it's about you. You're showing all this love to everyone else. Because when I met you, and this is when you're working with VJ, and it was just like, all right, cool. So I've seen you, and then when I actually kind of got reintroduced to you, when I was kind of coming out of my thing, and I was just like, yo, this dude's a good dude, was like the brunch. And you're doing like that kind of creative brunch, and you're doing a lot of your events where I may not be able to see them, but I'm seeing the promotion, you know? Like, and it's very interesting with you having like that full control of all of that. So like you with the hosting, like you were doing the ambassador, like when did you come into this like, yo, bro, I'm really trying to be top 5, top 10, like host in the city and top 5 in this country? Like that's eventually the next step. Like when did you get into that when it comes to those events?
Yo, to be honest with you, bro, and I always tell this nigga this. So DJ Mohawk is actually one of my favorite hosts from Brooklyn. He comes on the mic with such a poise. Naturally, he's just a laid back, calm, doesn't really speak much, very funny, but you know, calm, regular kind of dude. But then he gets on the mic. It's a whole total different person, right? So I'm like, nah, like I like that feel. Like it's like, yo, how? So I had to ask him, like, how do you? Like, what is the point of that? Like, you're not like that. He said, bro, when he goes on, it's not about him anymore. He has to entertain. And the way he entertains is by speaking to the crowd, right? So I always said, like, damn, that looks so interesting. Like, I wish I had that talent. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I always tell people, like, I don't have a talent. Like, you know what I'm saying? I always be like, yo, y'all niggas rap, y'all niggas sing, y'all niggas DJ. I don't have a talent. I used to play piano. I play bowl, but I don't have a talent, right? So, you know, niggas will tell you, oh, yeah, but you promote, like, you're one of the hottest promoters in and it's like, yo, bro, but I feel like anybody could promote, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not as easy.
Which is not true, but you can think that.
Like, it's not that hard or whatever the case may be, but I was like, damn, I like the hosting shit. Like, it looks cool. Like, it looks fun. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, I didn't think of it to be like, oh, this gonna be my thing. Like, it just looked cool. Sometimes I get drunk. I'm in Kacha, I get drunk. I hop on the stage, and Dreams and Nightmares come on.
Oh, shit. One of those top songs that everyone kind of gets engaged for.
And I can't even remember what year this is, but Dreams and Nightmares come on, and I'm rocking, right? I'm rocking, but I'm going based on, like, what I be hearing people say and, you know, whatever the case is. But remember, this is my first time, so I don't know how, like, the lowering down volumes and levels and shit like that. The DJ next to me is helping me. And I'm like, damn, the energy is so crazy in here. Like, it's a different feel. And then you're watching the crowd react to you. I said, nah, I like this. I like this feeling. That was the first time I host DJ'd. Hosting, like, on the mic, it started from the showcases.
So that's when you were doing, like, the things with the artist showcases and you know, being at the schools and stuff like that.
Exactly. So it was cool. It was like, you know, to me, it was like simple shit, right? So it's like, hey, the next artist is coming. Make sure I get a drink, get some food. You know, we rocking out, whatever the case is, whatever. But then now, when you in an intermission or something happens, an artist is late or something, you got to entertain the crowd. So
you got to buffer.
You got to buffer. So I started trying to figure out how to do that. So I'm watching fashion show hosts. I'm Googling all this shit.
So like Nick Cannon, Terrence J.
I was watching Wildin' Out, seeing how, like, he does his thing. On BET, I was watching that too. I'm Googling fashion shows. I'm like, yo, how do these people host these things? And so I'm like, all right, fuck it. So the way I'm doing it now is entertainment, right? So you're in the middle is a buffer. So it's like, all right, which one of y'all girls could dance better? Whatever. Where's my West Indian people in here? Let's see who can whine or whatever the case is. Yo, free drink for anybody who could do a cypher. We're going to spit some bars and shit like that, whatever. So that was like my first initial kind of like figuring out how to like entertain a crowd, right? Then the DJ thing happened at Koch, and I said, I like this. This is a high. Like, it's like just seeing that.
It's like a different muscle that you're working on.
Exactly. So then I started developing it, and then what ended up happening now was I always said, let me just mic with Brandon and Danny because it's easier to just do that with them. Danny started teaching me like transitions, like what to look for, what to expect, things of that nature. So the one thing that I always like kind of prided myself on when it came to hosting and DJing was watching the next record. And then in that quick 2 seconds before he switches over,
get it ready.
What are you going to say to get that record ready? Because then what if the next record is some shit that's like way left field? How are you going to get into that? So I started thinking of shit, right? So of course on the mic I used to say wild shit like, girl, what girl in here got the fattest pussy? Da, 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 da. But they loved it. It was crazy to me.
Because you were just being authentic.
You know what I'm saying? But then at the same time, it was like, there's some wild shit. Like, you got to kind of figure out certain shit to say when certain places or whatever. Because sometimes you can't say that in no fucking Contra or no Taj.
Yeah, because it's like you just understand like the landscape of in certain establishments, you know how to like, but you're getting experience points by just
doing that. You know what I'm saying? Because then now, sometimes you in Contra or Taj, they don't want to hear you talk. They just want to hear music. You know what I'm saying? You might be talking too much. You might be talking not enough talking. You know what I'm saying? Most of the times, they just want to hear a shout out. They just want to hear their name on the mic. They don't care about no girl with the fattest ass or if niggas are getting money. They don't care. Certain clubs in Brooklyn might. Certain clubs you saying like, where my get money niggas at? And yo, what girl in here? If you in here with your best friend and whatever. They like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm developing these, fucking with Brandon and Danny, and then now I'm able to mic with certain DJs and shit like that. So it took a couple of years of just kind of being in different situations. You know, when I hosted my first school upstate, that was like I didn't rehearse. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to do. I'm thinking of things to do in between. I'm thinking of things to open the show with. I'm thinking of things to close the show with. You know what I'm saying? I did on the fly. I told Monet, I said, yo, because Bodak Yellow was lit at that time.
Yeah.
So I said, yo.
That's like 2017, 2018. Yeah.
So I told Monet, I said, yo, bro, we're going to open with this. But I'm going to tell everybody, because this was in the height of Colin Kaepernick also. Yeah. So I'm like, I'm going to tell everybody stand up, put their hands on their chest, because we're going to sing the Star Spangled Banner and the national anthem and watch. Everybody's going to be, because it was a black crowd, so, everybody's going to be looking real funny. And then we drop Bodak Yellow, and we see the reaction. So everybody stood up. Everybody stand up, put their hand over their chest. Some people wasn't even with it. I said, no. Y'all going to love this, trust me. And then the beat dropped. Everybody just started dying laughing. And that's when I kind of like started realizing like, yo, this shit is always on the fly. Like, and
you're learning your formula. And I think that's what's kind of evident in what we see with that. So I think we just always just good to see like, look, this is an honor because we get to see the first name didn't stick. And it's like, Cutty, how you got that? Then Palance and back to Cutty. And now just with the hosting. So I know I had some questions given to me by somebody.
Go ahead, bro. I'm here.
Yeah, I know. So 5 venues you want to sell out. Like, what are the 5 venues that you want to just sell out and just put off in a phenomenal show? Now, when I'm saying venues, right, let's think big, right? And you may not even be able to get all 5. Like, as in, like, remember them off the top of your head. Because we're a New York City dude, but I don't expect you to be only New York City. So you can name some from New York City, but it could be anywhere in the fucking world. So, like, 5 venues that you want to sell out and just have a phenomenal show, bro. Think as big as you want, bro. That's what I want you to do.
Barclays is actually one.
That's good. That's one.
Barclays is one.
I was thinking that for you, but I didn't want to say it.
Barclays is one.
Okay.
I actually want to do a show in Haiti. Something similar to how like the Africans do their like concerts.
The Afrochella?
Yeah. Okay. Something similar like that.
That's dope.
That's actually.
So it's gonna put all of Haiti.
All of Haiti. Where else I could say? Miami has this club. Not Miami. Atlanta has this club called Gold Room. It's one of the biggest clubs in Atlanta.
So that's 3.
Yeah, I want to do that. Staples Center for sure.
So that's LA. We get in LA, which is that's another topic we're gonna have to talk about after this.
Staples Center for sure. And venue number 5. As weird as this may sound, it don't even matter what club. Somewhere in Denver, Colorado.
Interesting. Why Denver?
Because I've researched this, right? I've researched this. I've asked people. Number 1, a lot of people love going to Denver. I don't know if it's the weed situation or what it is.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, but I've asked this one girl who doesn't even smoke weed. I said, what was the best city you ever been to in the United States? She said, Denver. I said, why? She said, people out there are so chilled. And I could see why, but she was like, they're so chilled, but like, it's fun in Denver. But it's not fun where it's like, so much going on. It's just fun where it's people don't bother you, and then people just want to enjoy their time and have fun. And I'm big on having fun. And plus, I've always wanted to hit a city that's popular, but not known for their parties.
Because then you see like what type of influence you can have on that. That's
Exactly.
Okay.
So that Denver is actually one of the cities I had.
All right, so that's 5. So we have Barclays, we have Haiti, we have
Staples Center.
Well, Staples Center's 4, but
Yeah, Gold Room.
Gold Room, Atlanta, Staples Center, and any venue in
Denver.
I don't remember what it, because, if you watch basketball, like those centers and change every 2-3 years with the sponsors. But all right, well, we're speaking this into the universe. All right, so got the 5 venues. 5 personalities you want to work with that you haven't worked with already for a big name event. So when I mean personalities, again, we're thinking grandiose. This is dreams money can buy, right? So like it could be anybody. It could be like Nick Cannon. It could be like any person that you just look at as like, I want to work with this person. It could be like, Chris Styles. It could be like low key, but like someone that you like, there's always 2 or 3 people on the mic. Who would you want to work with for like an event, a poppin' ass event? 5 people.
My first one off the rip, Mr. Ruggs.
Mr. Ruggs? Okay.
Mr. Ruggs from the A. He's from New York. That's Fab's like right hand man. The man did his thing. That's his thing out in the A. There's this other dude named AG Entertainment. Well, he has an entertainment company. He's also from Atlanta. He does all the big celebrity events, right? He does all the big celebrity events. Then there's the niggas that run Live in Miami.
Okay.
Those dudes. I've always wanted to work with Chris Styles. That's like somebody like local. I've always wanted to work with him.
Okay, shout out to Chris Styles.
And Scotty B.
Scotty
Beam and Karen Silva was like out of top for me, but like
okay. So we'll share that slide. They're actually friends, so they won't be minding. They won't mind sharing that. But Scotty B and Karen Silva. So I think that's pretty good. So that was 5. If you wanted to stretch it to 10, who else would you have? And I know this is hard. I mean, if you could, like, because those 5 people are all phenomenal. But if you can't think of it, again, we just shooting right now. We just shooting.
10. 6 would always be the Union.
Okay.
Well, I work with them now, but like I want to get in with like Self, Will, Executive. I would have to put them at a collective because I just love how they move. Believe it or not, Flex.
Okay.
Funk Flex. Only because I respect what he's trying to do for hip hop.
Yeah, the history. He's part of the history.
So I respect it. Who else would I have? Power 105 as a whole, man. Like I think they're so dope. I would Charlemagne. I would love to have a sit down with Charlemagne. Charlemagne is one of my biggest. He's actually one of my biggest influences when it comes to like when I was trying to do radio,
like business and stuff like that.
Yeah. And last but not least, if you know me, then you know Diddy.
That's solid, bro. Solid. So before I get into like this last question, because I know someone mentioned it, you did radio for a little bit. I remember I was on one of the episodes. So like, how was that? Because I just want to make sure we're touching on all these aspects of your creative thing. Like, how was the radio thing? Because
radio was my baby, and it was crazy because VJ introduced me to radio. I did an interview on one of his shows, and one of the guests, co-hosts, couldn't make it, so I ended up co-hosting for Oliver. And the first guest we had on was Scott and Jay, and after that, the radio station owner was like, "Yo, bro, y'all should do this together. Like, it's a good chemistry." So we was rocking with that, and having it get into Zoned Out. When we got to Zoned Out and having a very consistent show, especially on a weekday from like 12, it was Tuesdays, 12 to 2 a.m. And, even people were staying up to listen or even like to do the playbacks. And it became my child. So it's like what you said, right? How you want people to know the real you. It's not about, what you did, and we want to know who you are and, how you got to where you at or whatever. So my radio show was built like that. My radio show was built to say, all right, I have these topics, right? So let's talk about it. Like, let's talk about these topics. How do you feel about these topics? Yeah, we know you walk your dog. We know you like this famous comedian, whatever. But how do you feel about this? Because that's what the people want to know, So how do you feel about double standards? What is your thoughts on that? Like, and I always try to do a male and female situation. I had a female co-host, so I would always try to do a male guest and a female guest, so we had opinions all across.
The balance.
Yeah, exactly. So it was my baby. It was beautiful. The start of the group chat was just phenomenal in the sense that I had creatives on that shit that was talking real shit, right? Real life shit that you probably would have never thought to have that conversation with that person. Down to earth people. We had arguments on the show where people disagreed and the shit just went left, right? We've had people say wild shit. You know, we've had people say, well, this is how I feel and this is how I feel. We've had people get mad. We've had people get sad. We've had people tell their truths. It was just dope, fat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was great.
And I remember because you had DJ, how do you say his name?
Mr. Sarge.
Yeah, it's because of like the spelling of it.
Yeah, it's because the MR Sarge. Yeah, Mr. Sarge. Yeah.
But I remember he was DJing when I was for the interview too.
Yeah,
right?
he was my main DJ on the show.
Yeah, super good thing. But I think the reason why I want to loop back when you mentioned it, because funny enough, I forgot writing about radio. Do you ever think about getting back into radio? Because when I think of you, right, and I think of all the things when it comes to like the management, when it comes to the hosting. So when you're hosting like a personality, so you're mingling with the people and stuff like that. Is there a time when, and I feel like you're really passionate about it, not that you aren't, but like, you know, transitioning to do other things. Is there any time that, you know, if the opportunity arose where you're doing all these things and let's say, I don't know, like a slot opens up on Hot 97 or like 105 where you do like, I don't know, like an afternoon show or, you know, something on the early afternoon or morning weekend. Yeah. Would you be like open to that? Because I know you've done so many things that we just discussed in like this hour and a half of like and wrapping up some more things. But like, is that an opening for you that you'd be open to trying out again?
Yeah, it's because what it did for me was I had a platform that I could channel everything through. So like clubs, I use clubs as a platform, right, for DJs and artists and shit like that. But I actually had something that, I could get your music played on the radio, online radio. I control that. I had guests that came to my show and just was willing to just talk to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it was like this. Like, we're not asking a million questions. We want to talk. You know what I'm saying? Yo, the next topic is this. How you feel about it? Yo, I don't like that. We were talking. You know what I'm saying? I had Julius on my show a couple times. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Funny Julius.
I had that. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out
It was beautiful, bro. And that was my child. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Palance Entertainment is my baby and all that. But that,
one of your children.
But that was mine because even with everything around me, I have to think for everybody else, right? I have to think what the crowd's gonna like, what DJ to book, if the club's gonna do good, if the club's gonna do what I need, or am I gonna bring enough people for the club to make money? I have to think about those things. I didn't have to do that with radio. I just wanted to talk. If I wanted to talk about some shit that I saw, we was talking about it. Nobody's gonna tell me that I can't talk about this, and I got to talk. You know what I'm saying? So I just told me a million times over and over to just get my own shit and do my own podcast. Don't get no co-host because I'm a personality in itself. But, you know, it's for me, it's not the right time yet.
Okay, but I just know at some point, you know, whenever it is, I'm always been the type of person that I already have, like, I don't envision people's lives, but I can see certain things that they can excel in. So like I'm just waiting for them to be ready to do it. It's not something you're not thinking about, but when I was on the radio show with you, it's like I like this. I was gonna wait till he gets back into it. But I just wanted to touch on that. So we're gonna be waiting for his return on this. It's gonna be some type of like epic, like heroic return. So this last two things, because I want to talk about Miami Carnival. I heard from a birdie that you really wanted to like rock out with Miami Carnival like one day in your life, and I expect it to be the case. But like, why Miami Carnival?
What is it? Miami Carnival for me. One, it was the most familiar carnival, right? We used to go every year. You know, it's a lot of people in one space going to this one, you know, thing. And two, it's, believe it or not, it is one of the biggest carnivals in the States, right? You know, even bigger than Labor Day. You know what I'm saying? So with Miami Carnival, and like we're out here, it's cool to MC in certain spots, whatever the case is, but it's not as, it's like you're MCing at these spots, but you know, people just know you. It's like, oh, okay, whatever. But now you're MCing in a club that's 500, 600, 700, 800 people. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so that's like a big leap type.
Big leap, you know what I'm saying? And it'll be the first time I host in a whole nother city. You know what I'm saying? And Miami Carnival to me is just that. Like we did Miami Carnival so many times. Like going to Miami now is like just snap a finger, like, oh yeah, let's just go out there, whatever. But to do it on that kind of scale, it's really huge to me, because a lot of the times they book in like these West Indian hosts or whatever the case is for the Caribbean parties, and then they got this urban host for the urban versions or whatever the case.
So they don't have someone that can do both.
You know what I'm saying? And plus, I'm Haitian. Like I can mic in Creole. I can MC in Creole.
He does. He's very talented.
So it's like I can bring that energy. I could bring that fun. I can bring that versatility in Miami. You know what I'm saying? And it's just a good time out there. You know, it's a great time out there. And like it just always was one of my goals. Like damn, like I've been to Miami so much and I still haven't even touched that stage. Like I should be able to touch that stage.
Let's see what time we're gonna make that. So this last topic, I don't know why I did that pause, but it's kind of like, because it's serious. It would be a travesty of me to have you here all this time and we don't speak about this person and we don't speak about like your passion for this organization. Because, you know, when I think of this as certain people, like when situation happened that, you know, I thought about you. So when it comes to, you know, Kobe being Bryant, and when it comes to the Lakers, like you even loving the Lakers and stuff like that, like this is how I kind of wanted to end it, because I just feel like when I think of Kobe fans, there's just a lot of people hate Kobe fans, and I used to be one of them. I'm an AI fan.
So.
But the thing is, it's not even that we hated Kobe like the way some of y'all hate Kobe. Like y'all just haters. But us, when we look at them going at it, it's like, damn, dog, he really got the best of us. But I just see Kobe fans as like, man, like a lot of times, or more often than not, y'all really embody that Mamba mentality. So I want to, like, you know, ask like the whole, you know, when did you start being a fan of Kobe and the Lakers, and how did that help shape you? Because if you know, when you get to listen to this, like you're gonna see like a lot of things that you said, you know, it feels like you kind of listen to Kobe when it's like, yo, I don't know how to do it, but all I know is I want to do it. You know what I'm saying? And that type of like hunger is, you know, you can see that with Kobe when, you know, turn around the 3-pointer, like the handle and the defense. Yeah. So like, how did that type of energy of him being one of your idols do for you?
The first time I liked Kobe, I was watching the 2000 finals. The 2001 finals. Oh,
so when he basically spanked my face. Okay. All right, cool.
Sorry.
Cool. It's all right.
Because it was crazy, because the Sixers at that time was actually my favorite East Coast team. Right? I didn't really care about the Lakers like that. I was always exposed to the Knicks and the Bulls or whatever. Yeah. So the Sixers was actually my favorite East Coast team. Eric Snow, Aaron McKee, AI.
That defense was crazy.
It was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Mutombo. But then I saw the finals. And I'm watching this guy. At this point, he has the goatee and the little afro. Go off on AI. And I'm watching him go at it. Like, AI's killing himself to be able to, you know, win a championship against this team. But they had, because if I'm not mistaken, they had won the year prior. They had won the year prior.
The Lakers, yeah. This is the start of their road to their
dynasty, the 3-peat, yeah. So they had won the year prior, but I wasn't really watching them like that. It was until that year I was really watching, because AI, it was not really my favorite player. I just really liked watching him play. So, like, damn, mind you, I'm a kid. I'm with my uncles. We watching this game, and this was, I think, the game 5 when they won. Game 6 when they won.
No, they won in 5. I remember that. It was a gentleman's sweep, because because that time the Lakers were spanking everyone in sweeps. So they were trying to do like the first team that ever won 16 straight.
Yeah.
And AI was just like, there is no fucking way I'm going to lose in a sweep. So I think, you know, Lakers fans hate whenever I say that, but it's like, yo, you have to commend that one man was like, I think he took game 2 or 3, and he's like, look, I can't let y'all do that.
Yeah. So, but I'm watching game 5, and AI's playing in that pain, but I'm watching Kobe and Shaq, like, just like, damn, like, yo, I like this young nigga, like. But at the time, everybody like loved Shaq, like, you know, dominant player, he's doing all these crazy. But I liked Kobe. You know, this was when he was like formulating his jump shots more, like he was shooting more, and it's down to there. And a lot of people, they credit Shaq, but if you look at the stats, bro, Kobe was only, 1 point shy from tying him?
Yeah, I feel like I really don't like those arguments because usually it was like they're both averaging like together, I think it's like 65, 70. Like they were both averaging like 30. So if it was like Shaq was like 32, Kobe was like 29.5. It's like, it's really, are you serious?
Yeah, so it's like, Kobe couldn't win without Shaq. I get that. You always going to need a dominant big man.
But also Shaq couldn't win without Kobe.
You get what I'm saying? Because Kobe put in those numbers. He put in those numbers. And that's when I started developing like my respect for him, my admiration for him. And then I wasn't even a Lakers fan yet. I was just a Kobe fan. Mm-hmm. I used to love watching basketball. Just any team I play, I just loved watching them. But I was just a Kobe fan. So every chance I got to watch Kobe on TV, it was just amazing to me to watch because it's like, yo, bro, like this man leaves his body on that court day in, day out. He don't care if he's injured. He don't care if he goes on that court and he plays basketball. He sacrificed so much for this game. And as I got older and we really went through the trenches and was losing, and I'm talking this is what, 05, 06, 07, and we're really like just getting our asses whooped. But Kobe was still dominating. And then he's dominating and it's like he's not winning MVP. He's getting just maybe the scoring title at best. He's getting kicked out the first round. You know, he's making it to the All-Star game, yeah, but then he's carrying a bunch of scrubs and nobody's respecting that. You get what I'm saying? Nobody's saying like, damn, this nigga's really doing his thing. Like, the year Steve Nash won MVP, I get it, he did all right. But come on, bro. Like, that was undoubtedly Kobe's.
That was an amazing year just seeing him do that. So I just R.I.P.
R.I.P. man.
Kobe Bryant, R.I.P. Gigi, R.I.P. to the 7 other people. But I just feel as a peer of mine, which is you, and not even just a peer, like a friend. I just feel like it's just good that we're having this very transparent thing about your journey, but just seeing his just end off with Kobe and just that influence and just you can see that you don't even need to be tattooed. Like when I look at you, I think of like the whole Mamba mentality thing.
Yeah, it's just watching somebody work hard like that and be dedicated and even after the fact, just still able to give back to the kids and his community. It sits great with me because at the end of the day, like I try that. I do the fundraisings, I volunteer when I can, and and everything I do, I put my heart and my dedication into it, and I try to carry my teams as much as possible. And I just loved everything he lived for, and the Lakers organization, they just always tried to be that winning team, and that's what I love the most about them. It's like they try, they put their resources, they put the money, they do what they can to create that, and it's like that's what I just love it as a whole.
So, what was the year that you became a Laker fan? Was it the year when he kind of like got snubbed for the MVP when he was like killing people?
Well, it was after the three-peat.
All right, so
we talking like
2001, 2002.
Yeah, so that year
I think they beat
the
was it the Nets?
Yeah, they beat the Nets. They beat New Jersey, but then next year we got hit. We lost to the Spurs,
and then the Spurs.
We lost to the Spurs or the Mavs, one of them, and then they ended up.
Yeah. I gotta remember. I think it was that.
But that year, that 01-02 year, that's when I loved the Lakers because as a team, even if you kind of put Kobe and Shaq aside a little bit,
that team was solid.
The team was solid. You had Robert Horry, you had Derek Fisher, you had Rick Fox. You had rotating players that helped as a whole. And, that's what the Lakers was built on. You get two stars, but let's pick up pieces. And look at how we have it now. We have LeBron and AD, and you have little pieces around that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I ended up really like, oh, yeah, this is the team I got to rock with.
Okay. So to end this off with this, we always want to talk about, like, a gem. So, dreams money can buy, with the song, with, everyone has like these aspirations and all these things they want. So when it comes to just you, from like the beginning to now, like what type of gem would you want to leave for people to let people know that, everything's possible. Dreams money can buy, but like, boom, this is where I'm like insightful things like,
work hard, but celebrate your wins. Don't fret about I did this, now what's the next thing? You know what I'm saying? And always find mental health for yourself. Like in anything that you do, you're gonna find stresses, you're gonna get those. You're gonna get annoyed, frustrated, you might lose, whatever. but celebrate your journey. You know what I'm saying? Even sitting here talking to you about, I never really talked in depth about.
Oh, I know. Trying to find conversations like this. Like, I know people are going to be, there's a lot of things that even in this, like, you were one of my difficult people to research. And I was like, yo, man, I'm going to need you to be transparent because I want to make sure this is a great interview. And you did the heavy lifting.
Nah,
bro,
it was dope, man. I appreciate it. And it's just thinking about everything I've done and where I've gotten and the people I helped, you know, it helped me think about it better. Like, damn, like, you know, maybe I am a little better than I thought, you know what I'm saying? But celebrate those wins, take breaks, enjoy it, and work hard, you know what I'm saying? But don't kill yourself. Like, please don't kill yourself. Because even at some point, Kobe had to say he's done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At some point, you know, and, you know, just to me, that's the most important thing is just celebrate those wins, work hard, and just be happy, man. Just be happy.
All right, with that said, I want to thank Cutty for coming through. Cutty, real quick, drop all the social media. You know what it is. We're switching places. Last time he was interviewing me with his radio show, I can finally say to him, you know what it is. It's time. Drop the social media. Drop the handles.
Thank you, Skip, for having me, man. I really appreciate that. This platform is going to be great. I seen the vision. Dreams when they come by. This what you're doing it's important. It's really important.
Appreciate you, bro.
Y'all can follow me on everything. CuttyPalance, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Just hit me. Make sure y'all download Dap's new album, Legends Never Dies, out everywhere. And I'm cool to talk to. And
just hit him up, man. Remember, it is no longer Cutty Palance. It'll still show up that way, Cutty, but just call him Cutty.
Social media not letting me drop the Palance for some reason, so I
guess there's like social media's like, hey man, we're used to you being this way so long. Guys, it's been a pleasure. Just keep saying too, we have more amazing people coming through. This is Skip from BK on all social media platforms. Signing out. This is Dreams Money Can Buy. How are you guys doing? So I know you thought the episode was over, but we have to do a quick insert for Anchor. Anchor is the reason why I am able to have this podcast and not have to pay an exorbitant amount of money to house it. It makes it easy to upload and share your podcast to numerous platforms like Apple Podcast, Google Podcasts, any podcast, Spotify, all of those things. And it's super great, super easy. It makes it like making intros and outros so remarkably simple for anybody that wants to start a podcast. So really think about getting into Anchor today. Jump into it. And now, to make sure, just in case you forgot to follow those individuals, we have, this individual, Cutty Palance. He is Cutty Palance on all social media platforms. So that would be IG and Twitter. You can find him on Facebook as well. Just to keep in the know of his parties, whether it be in the city or in Brooklyn. Once again, I am your host, Skip from BK. You can find me on literally any social media platform, like, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, everything. Also, please follow Cove Alpha. Cove Alpha is the website where, articles will be posted, but also where we house Dreams Money Can Buy. So Dreams Money Can Buy is one of the podcasts that is literally powered by Cove Alpha. So please follow Cove Alpha for all to know when it comes to, things from that lifestyle blog, as well as the podcast series. And of course, last but not least, we have to shout out Slept On Creatives for their help when it comes to just editing, when it comes to production, when it comes to the video editing, because I do a lot of the things by myself, but they're the back end snipers that make life so much easier. So please make sure you follow them on Slept On Creatives on IG, as well as following them on YouTube, where some of their projects are up. So they do have Amare, so shout out to that project and keep in the know. Thank you, and see you in the next episode. Peace.